Greg Inglis isn't just a name in rugby league, he's a legend who redefined the game. From humble beginnings in Kempsey, New South Wales to dominating the field in the NRL, Inglis's journey is one of raw talent, determination and unforgettable moments. Today, we dive into the making of a superstar, exploring the highs, lows and everything in between that shaped Greg Inglis's extraordinary career. Greg Inglis was born in Kempsey, New South Wales, Australia, to a family of Indigenous Australian heritage. He began his rugby league career at a young age with the Bowraville Tigers, and notably he grew up alongside future Australian cricket star Phil Hughes. At 15, after showcasing his talent at a junior carnival on the New South Wales North Coast, Inglis signed his first professional contract with the Canberra Raiders. However, he made his senior debut at 16 for Hunter Sports High School in New South Wales. Later that year, he relocated to Brisbane, Queensland, where he continued his senior football career with Wavell State High School and the Melbourne Storm's feeder club, North Devils. During his year 11 at Brisbane Wavell State High School, Inglis represented the 2004 Australian schoolboys and began to attract significant media attention as a future NRL player. He played his first under-18s game for the Brisbane Wombats in 2004. And by the end of that year, the Melbourne Storm had added Inglis to their full-time roster for the following season. In 2005, Greg Inglis burst onto the scene with the Melbourne Storm, making an immediate impact in a pre-season trial match against the Brisbane Broncos, where he crossed the line for a try. While playing for Brisbane's North Devils in the Queensland Cup that same year, Inglis's exceptional talent was on full display, racking up 12 tries in just 5 games. And by round 6 of the 2005 NRL season, Inglis made his premiership debut at just 18 years old, filling in for an injured Jake Webster against the Parramatta Eels and scoring a try. Inglis continued to prove his versatility, playing at fullback when Billy Slater was on Origin duty. His season culminated in a dramatic finals match against the Brisbane Broncos, where he scored the match-winning try after replacing the injured Slater. In 2006, Greg Inglis stepped into the spotlight as the Melbourne Storm's fullback, filling in for the suspended Billy Slater. Initially chosen as the team's goal kicker after Matt Orford's departure, Inglis struggled, landing just 1 out of 5 kicks in a round 1 win over the New Zealand Warriors. The role was soon passed to Cameron Smith, and despite a setback, Inglis showcased his scoring ability with 9 tries in 9 games, earning him a spot in the Queensland State of Origin team. However, his selection sparked controversy due to his New South Wales roots, leading to a prolonged eligibility debate. Ultimately, the ARL sided with Queensland, allowing Inglis to make his Origin debut, where he scored 2 tries, though Queensland narrowly lost 17-16. A back injury in round 13 sidelined him for 2 months, missing the remainder of the Origin series. Despite the injury, Inglis played a key role in the Storm's 2006 minor premiership win and later secured a $2 million contract extension, making him the highest paid teenager in rugby league at the time. Though the Storm fell short in the NRL Grand Final against the Broncos, Inglis's impressive season earned him a spot on the Australian team for the Tri-Nation Series, where he continued to excel on the international stage, scoring 4 tries in his opening 3 tests. In 2007, Greg Inglis transitioned to 5'8" for the Melbourne Storm, a move that drew criticism as he struggled early in the season. And after a slow start and a knee injury in round 4, Inglis was sidelined for the Anzac Test, but was selected for Queensland State of Origin team where he shined on the wing. In that game he scored 2 tries in Game 1 and another 2 in Game 2, helping Queensland secure a series win. Inglis finally broke his try drought in round 12 against South Sydney, but another knee injury in Game 3 of Origin forced him to miss 2 weeks. Despite his success on the wings, Storm coach Craig Bellamy kept him at 5'8". And returning in time for the finals, Inglis and the Storm went on a dominant run, eventually culminating a 34-8 grand final victory over Manly, where Inglis scored 2 tries and earned the Clive Churchill Medal. He ended the year with a hat-trick in Australia's 58-0 win over New Zealand, and was named in the Storm's Team of the Decade. In the 2007-2008 off-season, Greg Inglis underwent shoulder surgery, causing him to miss the opening 2 rounds of the 2008 NRL season. He although returned in round 3 against the Sydney Roosters, but the Storm suffered a rare consecutive loss. Inglis was then selected on the wing for Australia in the centenary test against New Zealand, where he made a remarkable play, setting up a try for Mark Gasnier. He continued to shine in the State of Origin series, playing in the centres for Queensland. Despite a tough Game 1 loss, Inglis delivered an outstanding performance in Game 2, setting up 2 tries in Queensland's 30-0 victory, and helped secure a 3rd consecutive series win in Game 3. Later in the season, Inglis was rumoured to be considering a move to rugby union, but remained loyal to the Storm, extending his contract until 2012. He ended that season with 11 tries in the final 7 games, helping the Storm win their 3rd consecutive minor premiership. Although the Storm fell short in the grand final against Manly, Inglis was named 5'8" of the year and Representative Player of the Year at the Dally M's Awards. He capped off 2008 with a strong performance in the Rugby League World Cup, scoring 6 tries in 4 games, though Australia was ultimately defeated by New Zealand in the final. At the start of the 2009 NRL season, Greg Inglis drew attention for bulking up to 110 kilos, making him one of the largest players in the league. Although, he quickly made an impact, scoring the first try of the season and the match-winning field goal against St George Illawarra. Inglis continued his strong form, representing Australia in the Anzac Test and playing a key role in Queensland's State of Origin series, where he scored 3 tries and earned the Wally Lewis Medal as the series' best player. However, Inglis faced challenges off the field when he was charged with assault in August 2009, leading to a temporary suspension. He returned to play later that month, finishing the season on a high note, as he scored in the grand final, helping the Storm secure their 2nd premiership in 3 years, and was later named the best rugby league player in the world, receiving the Golden Boot Award. Greg Inglis was initially selected for the Indigenous All-Stars in 2010, but was sidelined due to a hip injury. He returned to help the Melbourne Storm win the World Club Challenge against Leeds, and within this season he also played his 100th NRL match in round 4, and was also part of Australia's victorious Anzac Day Test team. However, the Storm's salary cap breach scandal resulted in the stripping of their 2007 and 2009 NRL premierships. But despite this turmoil, Inglis excelled, scoring 16 points in a match against the Canberra Raiders and contributing to Queensland's 5th straight State of Origin series win. Amidst rumours of a switch to the NFL or AFL, Inglis signed a $1.2 million deal with the Brisbane Broncos. However, complications arose, including unresolved legal fees with the Storm, leading to the Broncos withdrawing their offer. Eventually, Inglis signed a 3-year contract with the South Sydney Rabbitohs in November 2010, despite ongoing salary cap issues that nearly jeopardised his NRL career. Greg Inglis was named for the Indigenous All-Stars in 2011 yet again, but missed the game due to off-season surgery, making his 2nd consecutive absence. Inglis debuted for the South Sydney Rabbitohs in the 2011 NRL season opener, scoring a try in a 29-40 loss to the Sydney Roosters. Despite a slow start, South signed Michael Maguire as their coach for 2012. And the team did face setbacks with key players including Sam Burgess being sidelined for the season and halfback Chris Sandow signing with the Parramatta Eels for 2012. Inglis was selected for the 2011 Anzac Day Test but suffered a hip injury early in the match, forcing him to miss the first State of Origin game as well. He returned for Game 2 of Origin, which Queensland eventually would lose, but redeemed himself in a Game 3 by scoring twice, tying the Queensland try-scoring record. Despite a strong finish to the season, Inglis's Rabbitohs missed the finals, finishing 10th, although he ended the season with 8 tries in 18 games. Inglis would later play in the 2011 Four Nations, scoring in every single match, including the final victory over England. In 2012, Greg Inglis began the season with his first appearance for the Indigenous All-Stars, after missing out due to injuries in the previous 2 years. He scored a try in a narrow 36-28 loss to the NRL All-Stars, but sustained an ankle injury during the match. New Rabbitohs coach Michael Maguire moved Inglis from the centres to fullback in round 3, a position where he thrived, helping South Sydney secure a 40-24 win against the Penrith Panthers. Inglis quickly became the team's regular fullback, showcasing his skill by kicking a game-winning goal against the West Tigers in round 5 and scoring a hat-trick in a round 9 victory over the Cronulla Sharks. Inglis represented Australia in the 2012 Anzac Test, scoring a try in a 20-12 win. He also played a pivotal role in Queensland's State of Origin campaign, becoming the series' top try scorer and helping secure a record 7th consecutive series win. Under Inglis's leadership, the Rabbitohs had their best season since rejoining the NRL in 2002, finishing third on the ladder and advancing to the preliminary finals. Inglis played 22 matches, scoring 12 tries and kicking a field goal in a standout year for South Sydney. In 2013, Greg Inglis was a star both nationally and at a club level. He scored a try for Australia in the Anzac Test and played a key role in Queensland's 8th straight State of Origin series win. At South Sydney, Inglis excelled at fullback, scoring 14 tries in 20 matches, and even earning the Proven Summons Medal and a spot in the Premiership's Team of the Year. He was also co-recipient of the George Piggins Medal as Rabbitohs Player of the Season. Inglis played a pivotal role in Australia's Rugby League World Cup victory, winning the International Fullback of the Year and being shortlisted for the International Player of the Year. A very successful season for Inglis. In 2014, Greg Inglis continued his strong performances as fullback for South Sydney, but was selected as centre for the Anzac Test and State of Origin series. He captained the Rabbitohs for the first time in round 21, leading them to a 50-10 win over the Newcastle Knights. Within this season, Inglis reached his 200th NRL game in the preliminary final, helping the Rabbitohs advance to the grand final. And in the 2014 NRL Grand Final, he scored the final try in a 30-6 victory over the Bulldogs, earning his first valid premiership ring. Inglis played 24 matches and scored 12 tries that season, and was later selected for the 2014 Four Nations squad. On the 20th of January 2015, Greg Inglis was appointed captain of the South Sydney Rabbitohs, finally taking over from John Sutton. It was during this year that there was talks of a potential move to rugby sevens for the 2016 Olympics, and a French rugby union club, Toulouse, offered him $1.5 million a year to do so, but he would later decline. Inglis scored a try in the Indigenous All-Stars game that season, in their 20-6 win over the NRL All-Stars on the 13th of February 2015. He also captained the Rabbitohs in a 39-0 win against St Helens in the World Club Challenge. Inglis played in the 2015 Anzac Test and the State of Origin series, scoring 2 tries in Queensland's victories. He celebrated his 100th NRL game with the Rabbitohs in round 21 of this season, scoring 8 tries in the 2015 season. He was later named at fullback for the Indigenous All-Stars team for 2016 as well. And Inglis started his season off strong, as on the 9th of January 2016, Greg Inglis was named captain of the Indigenous All-Stars after Jonathan Thurston withdrew. He played fullback in the 12-8 loss to the World All-Stars on February 13th. And it was this season that Inglis began the NRL season at fullback, but struggled early on. He was shifted to centre for the 2016 Anzac Test, where he scored in a 16-0 win. South's coach Michael Maguire moved Inglis to 5'8 in round 10, but he was soon back in the centres, based on a lack of improvement. Inglis played in the State of Origin series, helping Queensland win the first 2 games, but was suspended for Game 3 due to a shoulder charge. Upon his return, Inglis was moved back to fullback, scoring a try in a win over the Warriors. He was also named captain of the Australian Prime Minister's 13 for their match against Papua New Guinea, and on October 7, 2016, Inglis signed a new 3-year contract with the Rabbitohs, keeping him at the club until 2020. In 2017, Greg Inglis began the season by being selected for the Indigenous All-Stars team yet again, but this time playing at centre. However, this season took a turn during the NRL season, as in round 1 he suffered a season-ending ACL knee injury while playing fullback for the Rabbitohs in their game against the Tigers. After a long wait, the 2018 season came around and Greg Inglis was named Queensland Maroons captain for State of Origin. On top of this, he scored 10 tries in 19 games for the Souths, who finished 3rd but lost in the preliminary finals that year. On October 1st, Inglis lost the Australian captaincy after being charged with drink driving, and in 2019 he would later receive an 18-month good behaviour bond, which would mean he would announce his retirement from the NRL in April. On a good note, later that year he was named in the Queensland Maroons Team of the Decade, a big accomplishment. On May 19, 2020, Greg Inglis announced his return from retirement to join Super League side Warrington for the 2021 season. He signed a 1-year contract and made his debut in round 5, scoring a try in a 50-26 win over Hull. However, after just 3 games, Inglis tore his hamstring badly and agreed to end his contract early in July. He would later stay with Warrington as a volunteer mentor for the rest of the season, sharing his knowledge of the game. Greg Inglis' career is a testament to his incredible skill, resilience and impact on the sport of rugby league. As we reflect on his journey, it's clear that his legacy will inspire future generations for years to come. Thank you.